You got so mad when I was doing that bridge shrine. I look up stuff in the guide sometimes.
I was going to say, until the guide arrived, I would prefer you not eat our amiibos.
What's up, Excalipurrs? Well, welcome to a super special episode today.
Super special.
Because we're going to be talking a lot about Tears of the Kingdom and some Breath of the Wild 2. And unboxing these new amiibos that came out. So make sure that you like, comment, subscribe if you like this video so you can help our channel grow. And of course, we will highlight our super commenters. So let us know, what were some of the crazy things you got up to in Tears of the Kingdom, building contraptions and sending Koroks on crazy adventures and anything like that.
Or maybe you're still getting up to, because a lot of people are still playing it, and some people just started playing it. So.
I mean, I've been playing it for like 2 months.
That's not very long.
And
but...
I keep being like, I'm like getting close to 200 hours in this game. I'm probably gonna play another game soon, right? But I'm like, oh look, there's like something over there I want to check out, and that just happens forever.
That how that game works.
Or maybe someday I'll make it to Zora's domain.
I still can't believe you don't have. You have the 5th sage, but you don't have Sidon. That's not right.
I think people on the internet like that guy too.
They do. Joseph, I like your shirt. It's very nice.
Thanks. So this shirt, our friends just went to Japan. They actually got engaged in Japan. They had an amazing trip, and they brought us back all kinds of video game related goodies. They gave me this shirt that's like the original Famicom box for the first Legend of Zelda. So I absolutely love it. Now we got matching green Zelda shirts.
Now we have matching green Zelda shirts. I have my Ocarina
of Time.
Ocarina
of Time.
I don't know if you can see it with these boxes in the way. But yeah, I've got my Ocarina of Time shirt with adult Link and Epona. And that's where we're at.
Yeah. So we were excited to get the new amiibos. We pre-ordered Tears of the Kingdom and the Tears of the Kingdom Link amiibo, which they announced before the game actually came out.
Yeah.
We were excited about all the Breath of the Wild amiibos also.
Yeah.
So we're probably one of a handful of people who played Breath of the Wild on the Wii U.
Because we did not have a Switch at first. So we got our Switch quite a while later, maybe like a year or more later. So we wanted to play the newest Zelda, and we had our Wii U, so we played it on the Wii U. It was fine. We enjoyed it.
I've heard it runs better on the Wii U than on the Switch.
That's true, because it was optimized for the Wii U. We're probably one of the few rare people who really loved our Wii U. We got a lot of enjoyment out of it. So the one caveat is that we have Breath of the Wild and all of the expansion, the DLC, on the Wii U, and we're like... we're on the fence about whether or not we want to get it for the Switch, but then we'd have to replay all of it
and rebuy the DLC.
Plus the game. And we also like to have the physical copy of the game, so it's like, I don't know, it's hard to get.
In Japan, they released a version of Breath of the Wild that's the cartridge, and it has all the DLC on it too. There's like a second version of it, but they didn't release that here. It's kind of expensive to import it.
No, and I've also heard it doesn't work on...
I thought it was region free.
I forget what it is, but I saw somewhere that it doesn't work. We could look into it at some point, but...
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Tears of the Kingdom, you could play that on the Switch.
Yeah. But luckily... Sorry, he's kind of dusty.
Yeah, that's cool. But, yeah, so when we got Breath of the Wild, we wanted to get all the amiibos to go along with it too.
Yeah.
So it was quite a journey trying to figure out where to get them all.
Because it had been forever since the last Zelda game when Breath of the Wild came out, hadn't it?
True. Yeah, it was.
So we were all like very excited.
I remember tracking down the amiibos. I think Zelda and the Guardian were tough to get. I think Zelda, we ended up going to a Toys R Us and they had her.
Yeah.
And that was back when Toys R Us still existed.
That was shortly before they started closing down.
Yeah.
Because not long after that, we were wandering around getting Skylanders for like 13 cents.
Yeah, they way overbought Skylanders at Toys R Us. I remember we were just through like buckets and buckets of them. They were selling them for like pennies.
Yep. I got that whole like Wii U Skylanders set game and stuff for like, I don't know, like $3 or something.
That's very cool. Yeah, we have a lot of Skylander stuff.
So,
and then I think the Amiibo, there was a Best Buy that had it in stock.
And
we like
Guardian?
ordered it. Oh yeah, the Guardian Amiibo. I think we ordered it for pickup.
Yeah, we
Best
ordered
Buy.
it for pickup because we were worried that they might sell out or something by the time we got there.
Yeah.
And apparently it was good we did that because they're rare.
Yeah, they're hard to find, and it's a big Amiibo.
Yeah,
it's very cool. Fun. It's got like the wire posable legs.
Yeah, which I'm always like worried about playing with because I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna play with it too much, but it's so fun to pose them.
And put them in different poses, battling Link.
I guess I would say I was probably least excited for the Bokoblin just because he's just a weird little goblin.
I've seen people be like, this dumb little guy is rare now. I don't have one.
That's pretty funny.
I don't think he really gives you any good items in the game.
No, you get like garbage stuff from him, but you know, we wanted to have the set, so we got the set. By the time the champion set came out, we were not as invested, which I kind of regret now because I kind of wish we had all the other champions.
Yeah, the champions are really cool.
Yeah, they grew on me more, but we have this guy.
Rivali.
Yeah, we got Rivali. And the only reason we have Rivali is because we had gone to a friend's yard sale, and he just happened to have a Rivali he didn't want, and, you know, it was $5.
Like, we'll take it.
For some reason, we still have that on there.
It helps us remember.
I'm pretty sure we ended up paying less than $5 because we got a bunch of stuff.
And he gave us just like friend, and I want to get rid of it, so I'll give you a deal.
Yeah, so he just had like us pay like a lump sum, and so we have Rivali. Maybe one day we'll hunt down the other ones. I really would love Urbosa.
Yeah, it's cool, and I know that they go with like the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity game also.
Yeah,
and that is really cool.
I think that game is the one that really like warmed me up to the champions more than the actual Breath of the Wild and expansions game.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, it's fun to just go through the story, and it's also cool that you can play as all the different characters. I love that you actually get a chance to play as Zelda in that game, because they never let you play as Zelda in any of the main games.
That's true. It's very rare.
So that's a lot of fun.
There's that one, like, 3DS game.
The one
where she has the armor.
It's Spirit Tracks, where you kind of control Zelda in like the armor.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
But it's like a dark nut kind of armor.
Yeah. And then in Skyward Sword, you can see that Zelda's going through the dungeons ahead of you and clearly doing all the stuff ahead of you, but you don't actually get to witness it. You just know that she's doing it with it's like
her and Impa are always like one step ahead of Link.
Oh, hello.
What's up, Autumn?
There's no Amiibos. Fizzing in this one, Autumn. We have to be careful about Autumn and Amiibos because our beautiful Wolf Link has mysterious puncture wounds on his face.
Yeah, it goes with Twilight Princess HD.
So, and that's a little on the rare side as well, so it's, you know...
Yeah, they sold it where you could get it.
I would prefer you not eat our Amiibos.
You could get the Wii U game like bundled with the Wolf Link Amiibo.
Yep.
So this is the Link that they released with Tears of the Kingdom, where he's using his arm power. It's very cool. You can see the Master Sword case really nice also. But I do feel like it's kind of a missed opportunity that they didn't put the Link in the Zonai armor, because he's dressed in this in the first 5 minutes of the game, and it's extremely similar to the standard champion tunic that he had in Breath of the Wild.
And we already have so many of those.
Yeah, they made multiple versions of Link like that.
Yeah.
And he's got the hair tied back too. And then after that, you get the Zonai armor, and it's optional to even go back and collect all this other stuff to put him in this getup. So I feel like the Zonai armor Link with the longer hair would have made sense for an amiibo. But they didn't make a version like that.
They're really all in on this shield for Breath of the Wild, huh?
I do like the Traveler shield a lot.
It is very nice.
Dragons on it.
Oh.
On him. Stop rubbing on the camera. Knock it over. Whoa, Lee, what are you doing? Everyone wants to be in this video.
Apparently. They didn't like the last video. It was too fizzy. Is it dinner time?
Yeah, they think it's getting close to dinner time.
It's not dinner time yet.
It's getting close.
It's not dinner time yet, guys. Relax.
They want it. So, speaking of people and their Zonai getups, you want to check out the new amiibos?
Let's check out the new amiibos.
And then maybe we'll...
Let's start with this guy. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right. So here we've got Senor Ganondorf, Matt Mercer himself. He provides you
a special glider fabric.
Yeah, a glider fabric and those swords you get from fighting the Phantom Ganons.
Oh, like a gloom sword?
Yeah, see, that's like one of the gloom swords.
Strong but dangerous to the user.
Yep. I'm using sharp objects, please.
You always be careful using sharp objects.
Around cats. Even though they're a sharp object.
It is cool that they did a human Ganondorf style for Tears of the Kingdom. Because he was just like a weird like phantom.
Yeah, he was just Ganon.
In Breath of the Wild.
And I did miss Ganondorf. So it was very nice to see them go back to that route.
Matt Mercer is a cool voice for him.
Yeah, he does a good job.
There's more intrigue in him trying to take over Hyrule and everything.
It has kind of a Ocarina of Time feel a little bit to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Not quite the same, but it's that same, like, you know, he comes to the throne room and the king, like...
Yeah. Similar.
And Zelda's like, I don't trust that guy. And he's like, yeah, I know.
And speaking of Matt Mercer, we did watch the whole tabletop RPG that they did as like a Critical Role special for Tears of the Kingdom. That was really cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Makes me want to play my own tabletop version of Tears of the Kingdom, even though they didn't release the rules for it.
So rude.
They definitely should release the rules for it. But that'd be fun. I want to just, you know, like, I'm going to fuse random stuff to my weapons, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, if you haven't watched that, I definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And it came out before, like, they did it before the game came out. So,
yeah, it was like a promotional thing.
So, like, the stuff is new to them. Like, they're excited about Breath of the Wild, but they're just finding out about, like, fusing items and, like, the Zonai, like rockets and stuff like that are in Tears of the Kingdom. So, it's a lot of fun. Well, Ganondorf doesn't want to come out of there.
Well, he sure doesn't. I'm trying to do it in such a way as to not damage the back guy, so we can keep it.
Cardboard. Looks like you're doing a good job.
We'll get there eventually. Not fast enough for these cats, but especially that big cat over there.
Actually, lay down. This was my Nintendo reward.
Okay. I got him out.
Alright, perfect.
And I vaguely saved the cardboard.
It looks good. You did it.
We usually will just, like, throw away the plastic part just because it takes up too much room. We can't keep every box ever. But we do like to keep the cardboard backs. We have, like, a little stack of them.
That's great.
You have to draw the line somewhere, guys. Ooh. Some ASMR Ganondorf releasing.
He's got a cool stand.
Yeah,
he's like on this like stone platform.
Look, there's his gloom sword. It's kind of interesting that he has like that. I guess because he's got that like Eastern vibe, so he has a katana.
Yeah, it's different than other Ganondorfs.
Yeah. They did like an amalgamation of different like Eastern countries.
Yeah, like you can see like the colors like flowing around and under his robe.
Very cool.
They're really nice. The amiibos are really high quality.
Yeah, I love how nice the amiibos are.
They're really intricate designs, and they're not that expensive. And they can do things in the game also.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
And in other games too, so.
Other kinds of toys and statues and everything are a lot more expensive.
So expensive.
And the amiibos are still reasonably priced. They can be rare though. Autumn, you're eating amiibos again? We talked about this.
It's one of those things where, like, I feel like if you really like an amiibo, you should just, like, pre-order it or get it as soon as you see it. Just in case.
Yeah.
Because at any moment.
You never know when they'll disappear.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they have been re-releasing a lot of the Zelda amiibos. But that doesn't always happen. You never know with Nintendo.
Yeah.
Some stuff just becomes rare and hard to find.
So here we've got our second friend. We've got Senora Zelda herself with her sword and a lot of hair.
Henri putting hair on. So this is cool. Like I was saying, she's in the Zonai outfit. Because we already had a Zelda in the champion outfit. So this is totally different.
Yeah. She
That's
looks
awesome.
great. And she's got the corrupted Master Sword.
Yeah, it's cool. She has the Master Sword.
We don't want to go into spoiler territory.
No.
But it's very cool that she has the Master Sword.
Yeah, it's perfect. Fits with the game well. And it's cool that, she's important with the Master Sword.
Yeah. Makes her more... It's more dynamic than her just kind of standing there with a tablet.
Tablet.
The Wii U pad.
Hey, your tooth was on Link.
No teeth on Link. No teeth on Link.
Out of here,
That's not allowed.
You're suspicious.
She's very suspicious. I don't trust that little guy. Look how fuzzy she is. And how not fuzzy she is.
Autumn. What are you doing?
Autumn, get your little tail out of the knife blade. Autumn cares not for safety. No. Stop that. Alright, well that's gonna have to be a little cut. Alright, we can get her out here.
Perfect.
There you go.
Ooh, nice. Oh, she's super cool. Ah, you can see those like Zonai earrings.
No, don't eat
she
the
has.
plastic.
Like the headgear Zonai dress pattern. The Master Sword looks really cool. It's like reforming. And she's floating. Interesting design.
I feel like, I mean, they show here that she's giving you like the, what is that, the guard sword?
Check it out.
But I feel like she should give you the royal stuff.
That would make sense. Yeah. Like the royal sword like the King of Hyrule had.
Yeah.
She is part
The ones
of
you
the
find in Hyrule
royalty.
Castle. I don't love the placement of this guy just going right into her butt. I don't love that.
At least it's clear.
That's true.
Like that yellow one they gave the Smash Brothers Link.
So ugly. And then, but it is really nice. I love the detailing on this like scarf thingy.
Like the dress, yeah, it's really cool. Interesting. The Master Sword is not attached on the other side.
No. I think it's supposed to be she's like healing it with her power.
Yeah, she's like reforging it. It's really nice.
Yeah. I like that she's in the Zonai thing and they give her like this outfit to change into because, she only had the other clothes. But she also has these ridiculous earrings. And she's just like, that's fine. I can change my jewelry too, though. I gotta look good.
Definitely. She gotta fit in. So it's cool. They're giving us hints about the Triforce because the only amiibos they made are Wisdom, Power, and Courage.
That's true.
Triforce confirmed.
Stop eating plastic.
So what was your experience like getting into Tears of the Kingdom?
Me? Oh no.
What? So let's see.
Why is she dripping so much?
Autumn.
Autumn, gross. Don't go eat plastic somewhere else. She's like eating it right next to the microphone.
She's making her own ASMR video.
She is making her own ASMR videos. So my experience with Tears of the Kingdom, we got it, we pre-ordered it, so we did not get it right away.
Oh yeah, you were annoyed waiting for GameStop to send it.
I was waiting for GameStop to send it, and we did not get our pre-order bonus.
Supposed to get a wood plaque that has this like Zonai hand symbol.
So we never got our pre-order bonus, which kind of annoyed me as well. We tried.
Yeah, but what about once you started the game?
So I ended up starting it a few days after, which was very painful because people were just constantly posting stuff about playing, and I was trying to avoid it.
Spoilers.
Yes. So when I finally started playing it, I don't know, it's just like one of those games that you just become very addicted to very quickly. Because there's just like so much going on. And I know for me, one of my favorite...
What is Autumn eating the plastic over there?
Yes. One of my favorite aspects of the game was definitely the... not the Underdark, what is it?
The depths?
The depths.
The depths are a huge surprise. That was one of the things that they didn't show in any of the trailers or anything.
So it's funny because I feel like the first time I saw like that hole to the depths, like that's like kind of right outside of Lookout Landing, I was like, that looks shady, not going down there.
Oh, you didn't go down it?
No, I thought it was very shady. And then I was doing a bunch of other stuff, and I wandered back towards it, and I'm like, I guess I could try, what's going on down there? And I did not realize that it was a whole other area. And I had so much fun just going from like light route to light route. I think that was like, I maxed out the map for that pretty early on.
Wow, awesome. It is really fun. It's like so ominous that it's dark and you're like throwing the light plume seeds or like shooting them with your bow. And you could just see this like narrow parts in front of you.
Yeah, or like I like when you're like walking around and you can just like faintly see like a point of light and you're like, I think that's a light route, and you like go towards it, and maybe it's a light route or maybe it's like a Yiga
Yeah, I like fighting the Yiga camps down there.
Yeah.
And you can get the auto build stuff. And it's cool that they have their own like machines and like planes and stuff that they're fighting you with.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's a really fun aspect of it. I was definitely more into that than the Sky Islands. I still don't think I'm super into the Sky Islands. It's just kind of annoying to travel through them.
It took me a long time to realize that I had to go out of my way to build these planes that would like go like high and like far and long lasting and everything to actually get to the different Sky Islands.
Yeah, some of the Sky Islands are extremely annoying to get to, even knowing that.
Yeah.
Especially because the wings do not last very long, the Zonai wings.
Yeah, I upgraded my batteries a lot. So it's pretty disappointing that I can make something really good and the batteries last, but then it will still like break before my batteries are even all the way out. But I did get really excited about this plane I have as like one of my favorites. It's like a wing, a steering wheel, a hot air balloon with 4 rockets strapped to it.
Of course.
And like 3 fans in the back. So it goes up really high and then it can go for a long time. So I was using that to get to a lot of the Sky Islands.
Yeah. But again, it can't travel long distances.
No, it breaks pretty fast. Then I'm scrambling to try to land.
There's a few Sky Islands that are just like in the middle of nowhere, and they're very hard to get to. And I don't know, I didn't love it.
But the building was a big surprise that they put all this building mechanics in Tears of the Kingdom also. None of the early trailers showed it. They didn't show it until it was closer to coming out.
Yeah.
And it's totally different than you would expect in a Zelda, but it somehow works really well.
It works really well.
They did a nice job with
it. I mean, I didn't have high expectations for it. I thought, I was like, oh, this seems kind of like tedious or like...
Oh, to build things?
Yeah, to just constantly having to build things. I kind of missed the powers from Breath of the Wild at first. But then I got used to it, and I really, really had a fun time with it. I don't even necessarily know if like I specifically liked building. I just liked the ability to approach situations in so many different ways.
Yeah.
So like the actual building is whatever, but like having that freedom of just doing it in so many different ways is like very like, I mean, obviously Breath of the Wild had some of that, but I feel like this expands on that.
Yeah, they tried to take it to the next level. I think they did well. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. You could approach everything in so many different ways. So it encourages you to be creative because you don't have to build. You can get around different ways. You can get around the horses.
Yeah.
You can build like some kind of
car or something. The only times you really kind of have to build is when you're in the shrines. Yeah. But even then, it's nice that the shrines are kind of like, they're kind of like tutorials, like secret tutorials.
Yeah,
like
learn how to do things.
Yeah, they just kind of teach you how, like, ways to use certain items.
But you can be pretty open-ended and do the shrines in different ways too.
Can you now?
Oh yeah, you got so mad when I was doing that bridge shrine.
So I played the game first when it first came out, and I put my 200 plus hours into it. And at some point I kind of forced myself to stop because I had so many other games I really wanted to play, and I was like, you know what, I've put so much time into this. I've done all of the major thing. I had all of the shrines. I had beaten the main story. I had like all of the main stuff except like the Koroks.
Oh, there's a lot of Koroks.
There's too many Koroks. And there was one other thing. Everywhere. Oh, it took me forever to find all the wells. And the thing is, I wasn't looking anything up. I refused to look anything up.
I didn't find all the wells.
So I found every single well.
I look up stuff in the guide sometimes.
I was going to say, until the guide arrived. Because the guide was delayed so many times that by the time it arrived, I had pretty much done the entire game. Again, except like the Koroks. I was missing one well. And I was trying so hard not to use any guides, anything. I was like, I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. Not for any reason other than the fact that I just think it's like fun and kind of like...
It's more satisfying that way.
Not even necessarily satisfying. I just feel like it's kind of like the point is like the game kind of... You're supposed to want to explore and look around and stuff. So I kind of just wanted... And I don't want that like surprise taken away from me.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
But yeah, so by the time the guide arrived, I had searched every possible nook and cranny of Hyrule, and so I had to go like well by well in the guide, and I finally...
Lady
the
stuff
mouse!
Over.
What are you doing?
That's fine, she just gotta get comfy.
So by the time I like found
the
it.
Guide.
Yeah.
Well, what did the guide came like a month after the game?
It was more than a month, I thought.
Like 2 months after the game?
Yeah, something like that. It was a while. It was a long while after the game.
So you only used it to find your last well?
Yes, I used it to find one well. And then I think at some point I just like was looking at like the prices for upgrades, like of certain outfits and stuff, because I don't know, I feel like in Breath of the Wild, I got like all of the outfit upgrades, and I mean it took some grinding, but like I didn't seem to struggle. But in this game, I feel like you never have enough money, and you never have enough of the items that you need. I don't know. It seems like it takes like a lot. I don't know if it's more or if I'm just like misremembering Breath of the Wild. But like I maxed out all of my clothes in Breath of the Wild, and I have not done that in this game. I would like to, when I go back to it eventually, do that. But anyway, so I stopped playing partially because I had so many other games I wanted to play, and also partially because we only had the one copy. So I didn't want him to feel like he couldn't play it, but he, for some reason, was really not that, like, excited for it. Like, I don't know, like, you were just like, yeah, sure, whatever.
I played through all Breath of the Wild, but I didn't, like, do tons of stuff in it. I did enough to beat Ganon and everything. Yeah. But I was still kind of on the fence about this being, like, a new style Zelda and stuff. And I feel like because I didn't have, like super high expectations for Tears of the Kingdom or anything, but I did know it would be more like Breath of the Wild, so I feel like I was just more like comfortable with what to expect going into it, and that made me get really into it once I started playing it.
Definitely. Although I also just think it's a better game.
because there's more stuff in it.
Yeah, well,
It's like
I
more
don't know.
fleshed out the ideas from
It's
the
more
original
fleshed
game.
out. I feel like the original game was more just like, oh, how do we break the mold?
Mm-hmm.
And this one is like, well, how do we perfect that mold we broke?
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's really cool that they were able to just build from what they had, that they didn't have to start from scratch with it. I feel like that let them do more.
which kind of kills me that they're not making DLC for Tears of the Kingdom, because it's like, I want more excuses to wander around more.
Yeah.
I played significantly before he did, several months. By the time he started playing, I was like, I forgot half of what I did in his game, because I haven't played it in a while.
Even though it has the same like Hyrule map from Breath of the Wild, I don't really remember almost anything from it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely remember more about Breath of the Wild than you did. I had to keep like reminding you things. But anyway, so he started playing, and I had already played, and I played my other games. And I enjoy like just sitting on the couch and while he's playing, I'm like playing another game or reading or doing something. I find it fascinating how differently he plays from me. Like we approach games in a very, very different way. I always like to say that we like the same things, but for different reasons. We get different kinds of enjoyment and different fulfillment from different things. But the way you play is just so chaotic to me. I'm very methodical. I need to I'm structured. I'm like, all right, now I'm going to go in the depths and I'm going to find like the next thing. And he's just like, flailing wildly and hoping for the best.
I was telling you, like, for the first 150 hours, I was just wandering around seeing what happened. I just recently looked at, like, the quest system to figure out that it can actually tell you where to go.
Yeah, he told me that he just figured that out, like, a couple days ago.
Because there's not as many left, so I started, like,
after having played this game for almost 2 months, and I was like, excuse me? He did not know that you could open the menu and see your quests.
Yeah, there are quests all over the place. They were just happening as I went around. A lot of times you talk to a guy and Link just magically tells him, I did this thing already, even though I don't remember it.
I was shocked when you got to the first, like you did the bird guys first, and you got to that boss.
Oh, yeah.
And you were just, like, struggling. I'm watching him,
because it's like an aerial battle.
Yeah, so he's running out of stamina and, like, having all these problems.
And I was, like, trying to, like, land on the, like, weak point with my sword from the air.
I'm like, why aren't you using the push forward power?
Like,
and you're
the
like,
bird
oh, I forgot.
gust?
Yeah, the bird gust. And you're like, I forgot that even existed. I'm like, excuse me?
I forgot about that guy.
And then, during the parts where you have to, like, hit the guy directly, he was trying to, like, jump down and hit him with the sword. And I was like, why are you... Did you run out of arrows? I think my question was, oh, did you run out of arrows? Because especially early game, you do run out of arrows a lot. So I assumed he'd just run out of arrows. He's like, oh, I didn't think to use arrows. I'm like, what the heck? So it's we play very, very differently. There was one shrine that...
It was a shrine that people were really excited about on the internet originally.
Yeah.
Because they're like, how does... Like, the
physics behind it is amazing.
The physics of an on-rolling bridge with, like, the different planks on it and stuff.
So it's like the bridge... And
they're like the things with wheels.
Theoretically, the way you're supposed to do it is you attach like a little like cart that just goes to one side of the bridge, and it'll just like go forward. And because it's like going forward, it like stretches out the bridge so you can just walk across. Amazing. Perfect. This one walks into this shrine. And like it takes time. You gotta like finagle the cart onto there, get it right. This one, he just like he grabs the bridge with the hand, with the ultra hand. He like pulls it across, puts it back, and then he just stands on it and rewinds time, and he's just across. And I'm like, he didn't even see the car. He just didn't even consider that there could be any kind of like. He's just like, wow, I just got it, and I was horrified.
Once I got into the rewind powers, I was using them a lot.
You used them
to make a lot of platforms and stuff.
Yeah.
I went from building long bridges that wouldn't work and will like collapse everywhere to being like, wait, I can like put this up and rewind it and then I'm good.
Yeah, you use the rewinding so good. I like how you use it for like taking off, which I never thought of. Like, you'll move the plane up and then put it back down, and then you stand on it so the plane. I usually just find like a high point and like I stick like a one of those little skateboards to it so that it can roll.
Nice.
But
no, I gotta use one of those onto my shield and try to shield surf on it.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't gotten very good shield surfing. I feel like the stuff always breaks right away.
You did do the ice meat, but
Yeah, but I feel like it
did
broke
you do
too
the
fast.
shield surfing in the Hebra area?
Oh, well, there's snow? Probably
Yeah.
not.
There's like a shack you can find, and there's like snowboarders.
Oh, I saved that lady from a cave, but I didn't actually do
Oh,
it.
if you go back to that, they'll have like a snowboarding thing for you. So that's a fun way to do shield surfing.
You have to play around with it.
But I think you wanted to tell everyone your Korok story. That was fun.
So, there's all those ridiculous things you can do with the Koroks, with the giant backpacks, where they can't even move.
I need to reach my friend.
Yeah, they need to reach their friend. So I had this one. I was taking him in the direction of his friend.
The things I've seen this man do to these poor Koroks. Like he's not doing it on
helping him
purpose.
out.
He's not doing it on purpose. He drops them. He loses them. He's like they're rolling down a hill and he's running after them. Like no, and I'm like why?
It's all right, Korok. I can rewind you back up the hill.
That's true. You do that from time to time. But oh my god, it's hilarious. These poor Koroks.
So I was walking him across with the Ultra Hand. Monsters attack me. I drop the Korok down a cliff.
Into a river.
Well, I fight the monsters. I didn't realize he was in a river at first.
Oh no.
I fight the monsters. Then I go to get him.
And
I'm like, where is he? And he's way floating down the river.
You can see this little tiny
So
oh my god.
I'm trying to get him and he's just farther and farther away. And I'm like...
Eventually you'd lose sight of him.
Yeah, I couldn't see him anymore. I'm like, he probably despawned or something. I'm not going to be able to find this guy.
But for some reason, you just kept going. You're like, I'm just going to go. And
way
go.
down at the end of the river, he was eventually stopped on an embankment.
He was lodged into in between two rocks or whatever.
Yeah, I can't believe he was all the way down here.
Yeah, you followed him for 10 minutes. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I thought he despawned. I didn't think he was actually going to show up.
Yeah, I think you actually at that point you had already kind of given up, but you were just going that way to continue exploring. You were like, eh.
And then he was so far away from his friend. It took forever to try to figure out how to get him back and trying to get him up these big mountains and stuff.
You were rocketing him up and stuff. It's
crazy.
It was
but don't
ridiculous.
worry, I got him back. He met his friend again.
He went back to his friend.
He was good.
He needed to reach his friend, and he did eventually. Despite the fact that you sent him as far away from his friend as possible before bringing him back.
He came out stronger on the other side of his journey.
I mean, I don't understand why these guys overpacked so much. Their friend clearly didn't have a problem, so...
I think the friend has the big backpack, but it's down in the camp. He's not wearing it.
Yeah, but clearly he's good at carrying it because he was good,
Yeah.
Either that or the friend lives nearby and he was just meeting him there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's possible, but...
Yeah, but it's fun to figure out different machines to build and stuff.
Yeah.
Help Korok surf for other reasons. Is there anything else you want to share about it?
No. I think that's it.
Well, great. Well, let us know if you want us to make more Zelda videos, because that's one of our favorite franchises.
Yeah, in case you couldn't tell, we like Zelda a lot. Yeah. By all of our Zelda memorabilia that's over there. You could probably see it.
Yeah, we could go on and on about Zelda forever. Yeah. And I'm sure we will other times.
That's true.
Let us know which games you specifically like that we could get into. So thanks for joining us for this one. And we will see you in the next one.
Yeah.